Away we go.
Away we go. All right. I'll follow you. I'll follow your lead. You introduce Genevieve. Start, and
Okay.
open
Okay.
things up.
Yes, we're excited because we know that it is September and we are all probably hustling to get the fourth quarter going, especially if you are associated with a nonprofit. So we want to talk about today for sure, short-term fundraising to get you through the year with a plan. And if we have time this time, or if we choose to extend the topic, we'll do a longer range campaign either at the end of this session or we'll make a special session. So I'd like to ask everyone one by one where you are with your fundraising plans and goals and ideas for this fourth quarter. So why don't we start with Megan?
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. As far as planning goes, so we thought we were going to be okay, but now we have a definite need for a mini fundraiser. Just a little bit of context, we did 10 birthday packages last year from October to December, and just this last week we got 10 referrals. So just in a matter of weeks since school started back up, we've been growing every day. So we are going to do just a mini online campaign that will have different levels that people can donate to that center around the items that we're going to need for the birthday packages. That's going to be more of a spur of the moment. We're having a board meeting in 2 weeks to kind of finalize what that looks like, but to raise, a few $1,000s to get us through the end of the school year, or I'm sorry, the end of the calendar year, before we have our big fundraiser early spring next year. So just trying to do some different options, quick and easy things where people can just, click on our site and make a donation. We do, Venmo, we do electronic payments, you can do cash, whatever. We are partnering with a couple schools that are going to fundraise, but not monetarily, from a gifts and book standpoint. With some of the student councils in our school districts, they will be doing drives for us. So it won't be a monetary fundraiser, but it will be items that the kids can kind of get behind. It makes it more appealing for the families when they have a tangible thing that the kids can bring to school as part of a fundraiser. So we've got some items, and then we have a monetary fundraiser that we're looking to close out fourth quarter with.
Okay. We'll come back to specifics, but while we're interviewing the other people here on the line, think about when you say a few thousand, make a number. Think of the number.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Richard, tell us where you are and what your goals are for year end.
Um, so I'm just really getting started on the year-end campaign, which is why I lobbied so hard for this session at our meeting last month. Um, so it'll be sort of a traditional end of the year campaign. I do have someone who's put up money for a matching donation. So everybody who donates to the year-end campaign, that that person will match up to $5,000, and that's the goal for the campaign.
And do you have a financial goal?
5,000,
Is your total goal?
yeah,
Okay.
which would be um, significant increase over last year.
Okay. And both everybody who's speaking, think of one or two specific needs or questions when we come back for another round after Mary and I talk a little bit more. Tammy, where are you with your year end and your goals?
Hello. So I am right now. We are gearing up for one of our biggest fundraisers that we do for the foundation, and it's called Live to Lead. It's a personal and professional growth event that we have here in Strongsville, Ohio. And the proceeds from the event go are all donated to the foundation to go out then and help people in catastrophic need. So right now, the event is on October 9th, and I am in the process of needing to fill seats. I've got about 100 more seats I need to fill for the event. And the goal is that we are hopeful to make about $10,000 for the foundation from the event. We're not there yet, but I like to stretch my goals, and I definitely need help in filling these seats. So that's where I'm at right now with that. We have some pop-ups that we do because we sell some merchandise. 100% of the proceeds are then go back to the foundation as well. So we have some pop-ups that we're doing, a couple this month and then one next month to try and raise money for the foundation as well.
Okay. Susan, where are you with your goals and your?
Well, okay, so mine are very fundamental. I don't have my nonprofit yet. I'm thinking by the end of this calendar year, I'll have something in writing. So I'm currently learning, talking to people, connecting information, and networking to learn.
Okay, so you're hoping to have your nonprofit 501c3'd by the end of the year, or your paperwork in?
The design, the plan.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Michael?
So I'm actually not a nonprofit, but I work with a lot of nonprofits. So I'm mostly just a fly on the wall because I offer various services for zero cost to kind of help people out. So yeah, just I appreciate being a fly on the wall and hopefully get to meet some of you people and see what I can do to help. And I have a very big network, so I'd love to share my network.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Thank you. That'll be really generous of you.
Where are you at, Michael?
Oh, sorry. I'm in Kitchener, Ontario, so about an hour outside of Toronto. And then so far working with about 26 nonprofits right now. And then my goal is to get to 100 by the end of the year. So, and hopefully get some access to some DAFs and stuff like that. So to open up additional donations as well. So that's a big push right now.
Thank you. That's great. Kurt, what would you like to see or do? I know you have a varied background. Did we lose Kurt? Okay.
He's on mute.
Okay. All right, Kurt, we're going to move along just so when you're back, just pipe in. Oh, that's Michael. Okay. Okay. So Mary, any other questions you want to ask everyone before we start to get a little more specific?
No, I don't have questions, but I do want to say I am excited for each of you. I was taking notes while you were speaking and had ideas, and I'm like, oh man, I definitely understand about filling seats and some suggestions for being able to fill seats, as well as doing a small, like a power push fundraiser for the end of the year. So I'm excited about today and the conversation that we're going to have. So let's go.
So Mary, do you have a goal you want to share and where you are for your end of the year?
So we actually have a business that we partnered with that is hosting a specific event for us. And I don't know what they're going to call it. In years past, they called it Bucks Pad. So it was Butter's Ugly Christmas Sweater Party and Dance-a-thon. And so they have a goal of raising $5,000. And they said, all I need to do is show up. And so I'm like, well, okay. And
Good.
oh, okay. And the last time it's been an ongoing relationship. So this is actually a fundraising strategy of having an intentional relationship with a business that does a fundraising event and make it an annual thing where they champion it versus you championing it definitely brings them into. So they reached out at the beginning of the year and I was like, absolutely, let me know when you're ready. And they have let me know that they're ready. And I'm like, okay, so the money that they're going to raise will go for our Cancer Can't Stop Christmas gala in December. So that way kids that between are 17 and under that are battling cancer, we're going to get them wish list items. So we're going to make the wishes come true. And
that's great.
Group. So yeah, so we've got something on the books.
Yeah. And your strategy, the other organization that is your vehicle for delivering the funding is great that, you have that and everyone can build to that so that it becomes, second nature to have that person, either the person who matches or the person who's actually doing the event and you show up as a partner, because those are so valuable.
Yeah. And I will add this, this little network, nonprofit fundraising thing. When they first came to me, I was hesitant because it's the owner of a bar. And I was like, a bar? this is who we are and this is what we do. Because at that time we were called Christians Overcoming Cancer. And so I had this thought about what did I think people would think. And so the lesson is don't think about what other people will think. Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to be wrong. Because I was completely wrong. When the first year that we did it, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe we're doing it. And like 300 people showed up and they bought raffle tickets and everybody was toasting drinks. Hey, drinks. And the bar owner didn't tell me in advance, but they said 25% of every drink that was sold also was added to the donation.
That's great.
And so we wouldn't miss out. So don't think that you know what others will think. Yeah, that's a
Right.
lesson.
Okay, so Mary, I have a list of 4 phases that if you want, I can pull up and we can go through the phases. And we want everyone to ask questions. We want to stop and have a conversation. So Mary, should I pull it up? You want?
Yes.
Okay.
And while
So
you're pulling that up, just so everyone understands, do you have, are you able to? Okay, perfect. So
Yeah.
one of the things that Genevieve and I did in speaking in advance was, what is it that we could actually give to the people that are a part of the roundtable to where it's actionable steps or they can create their own steps so they can implement it like now. And so you're going to get hands-on. This is like, it should be paid training, but Genevieve is so beautiful to, help lead our charge. And so now that she's got the information up, let's go through the phases, definitely answer questions. There's no question that would be laughed at. Every
Right.
question is necessary.
Right. And also, everyone, Mary and I are on the same page. If you want to set up a call with us one-on-one, just mentor free, of course, please do. And it could be on any of these topics. I put my information in the chat. Mary will too. Just email us or pick a time on the Calendly, and we can give you some more personal attention if that will help you. Okay, so let's start with the first one, and I called it please. The first one is the planning and prep. Some of you have already given us the answers to some of these questions. So
Can you turn
first,
it into, wait, can you turn it into actually a view? Because we're seeing your screen.
yeah, I guess. How do I do that?
Do you have a view or Crystal? How would she do that? Because it doesn't look like the actual presentation is showing.
You could
Maybe
change. Is this just a Word document?
Yeah, it's a PDF.
So you can just change the setting to full page for the view, and then you can increase your magnification to zoom in a little bit better.
Okay, I don't know where to do that.
view should be
So
across the
optimize
top
for
of the
video
menu.
sharing?
across the top, select view. It's right next to help towards the end, above heading.
Help view. Okay, view.
Yes. And then there should be one, the first option.
Focus.
No, to the left that one. Let me see. I think that's the one. Yeah.
Is that better? It's too
And then
much
if you
information.
want to increase the magnification, I can't see the bottom of your screen. Let me see if I can.
This isn't right. I don't want to do it this way because it's not going to be.
So at the bottom of your screen, right above, the second option, what is that one?
I don't know where you're looking.
So you see focus,
Yeah.
and then, that one, page layout.
Okay.
Click that one. And then just increase the magnification. Right now it's at 100%. Just make it a little bit larger and that should be fine. You could also hide your toolbar at the top. So that way we don't see it. To the far right beside properties, there's a down arrow. Go over a little bit more. Yeah, that should be where you can hide it, hide your ribbon. Yeah. Come on.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry, everyone, for that delay. Okay. So So let's look at planning and preparation. The very first things to define the goal, which is why I asked you about your goals. Is there anyone here who doesn't have their goal and we can help you right now? Talk it out, think it out. Megan, did you need to fine tune out loud what your few thousand is exactly?
No, I've calculated what our number goal is.
So you have one.
Yep.
Okay, say it out loud.
Our number goal is 12,500.
Perfect. Okay. Anybody else want to talk out loud about the goal that you're not sure of? It can be financial, it can be how many people you want to come. Okay, someone said that they wanted seats sold, right?
Tammy said that she had
Tammy.
100 seats to fill, and Richard said that he has someone that's willing to do a donation match up to 5,000.
Okay. Okay. So that's good. So anybody else not have a goal that we can talk about right here? Okay, unless you shout it out, and you shout it out anytime, I'll move on. The audience. Who wants to talk about the audience or growing your audience? Who needs to find a new audience and add to their current audience?
Can you define what you mean by audience?
Yes, people who are going to give you money or the items that you need. Does anybody feel like they have already asked their group and can ask more, yet you still have a goal for the end of the year? Richard, how about you? Did you?
Well, yeah, I was going to say I'm still trying to identify my audience.
Okay. So when you think of your primary audience, who is that right now?
My primary audience is people who have an interest in the intersection between science and faith, or science and spirituality. That audience has comprised some of scientists, um, but I think more the majority are not scientists. They are people who are just interested, or they're spiritual leaders with congregation, primarily Christians.
Okay. So when you identify your audience for this campaign, and we'll talk about the marketing channels, are you thinking of a certain subsect that you know well that will give? What is if you had to say, I have a good feeling about this group?
So um, I know who gave me money last year, so that would be my first core group that I'd go back to. I also have a mailing list that's continuing to grow. So I would think about my mailing list as audience identified already. But it's still fairly small. So I'm still trying to expand my audience, not just for financial support, but just because of what I'm trying to do.
Okay. We have someone new here. Sarthak, welcome.
Sorry, I don't know what group this is, but I was given this link, Jump On Now, by Sarthak. My name is Alan Roberts.
Okay, do you work with Sarthak?
He is building me a website and hopefully will be promoting my programs.
Okay. Is it a nonprofit?
I am working with my hub in town to create a non-profit group so that I can put all this money to charity.
Okay. Okay. So jump in when you want to contribute or you have a question. Feel free.
Nothing. My goal for the year is £1 million for the charity.
Okay.
So that's why I have to do it through a non-profit, because otherwise it's all tax going to the government.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Okay. So we'll go through the rest of the P and then we'll talk about this section. So crafting your message. Tammy, tell us your message. Tell us what you're putting out there for your
For
donation?
my event?
For your event, yes, for how you want to reach your goal, yes.
Well, like the message that I tell people or who I'm telling it to?
Well, both. The
Okay,
audience knows
so
who you're telling it to, so that's good.
yeah, so we have our Live to Lead event coming up October 9th. It's a professional and personal growth event. And it really depends on who I'm talking to, how I craft the message, because some people, just so you know, like some people I talk to have been to the event before, and then some people have not. So basically, I'm saying that it's a personal and professional growth event. And when you come and you attend this event, you definitely leave knowing that you are going to make a difference, change the world, and you have resources to be able to improve your skills and your teams. We have speakers coming this year in person, Len Hauser and Sarah Carnes, formerly from the Fish Radio, and now they host Start Your Day Positive podcast. They're going to speak about navigating through change, leadership challenges that they faced on how to pivot on a dime when the fish was sold. We also have Jesse Cole, John Maxwell, Anthony Trucks, Tiffany Boba, all as virtual speakers that will be there. And then I just kind of, see how the conversation's going. I don't go into too much detail because that's a lot to take in. But then I also say this is a fundraiser for Changing Lives Foundation, and 100% of the proceeds go back out to help people in catastrophic need. So we're helping our community with leadership, personal growth, as well as helping people in need.
Okay, great. So have you identified your audience? The second bullet point here, you know who you're talking to for the
Yeah,
different
I'm talking
messages?
to so every single person that has attended Live to Lead in the past 4 years that have attended our event, I have sent them all a personal message inviting them to the event. And then I'm talking to corporations, businesses, local businesses, and then people all in my network so that I can have an audience that is filled with like-minded people, entrepreneurs, and people that can help each other.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So it sounds like you have the next one, choose your campaign theme and branding all sewn up.
Yeah, we're at the right now we're
Yeah,
filling
you're
we
at
need
the
to fill
last,
seats. Our event's
right,
just early next month, October 9th. So
right. Okay, so you have a little less than a month. Okay.
yeah,
Um,
like 27 days.
yes, count and counting. Um,
Yeah.
So
so
Tammy,
Yes.
oh, sorry.
there you go.
So, Tammy, so what the best way to be able to support you is ideas to help you get the word out that can the end result be ticket sales.
Yes. And Mary, I just sent you and Frank both an email with more details to see if maybe you could promote with your network. But absolutely, it's, people right now, I think just the world is uncertain. People are very concerned about their financial futures. And so really making sure that I'm able to give a message that shows what value they're going to get from this event. And it's people, I don't think people are just going to go because it helps a nonprofit. What's in it for them? And that's what I need to nail because I haven't nailed that yet.
Right. Have you set up a social media strategy that each day is a post about why they should attend?
Yep. So I'm posting on social media every day, and then I have a helper with the foundation that's posting about 3 times a week. We are also doing pop-ups at the location that we're having the event. It's actually at a church, and so we do pop-ups and we sell our merchandise and talk about the event, and then we have a big banner, a big pop-up banner with the event there as well. But absolutely, I've been posting on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Alignable every day for the past about 5 days, just consistently, and every
Mhm.
single day. And I don't care if that's what my socials are all about because I need to do that. And I've seen a really big increase as I'm doing it every day. Each day increases with more connection, so it's pretty
Mhm.
good.
Well, we
That's good.
definitely can talk about that more because it's one thing to post every day, and it's another thing to have an actual social media strategy of posting. And
Okay.
someone actually, because I have an event next week, and someone asked me the same question, and I was like, I hadn't thought about it that way to have a post that says, I'm giving you an opportunity to hear from Frank, Frank Agan, and this is why you need to attend, and then all about Frank. And so,
Okay,
because
yeah, yeah.
people may not know, yeah, we hear John Maxwell, but a lot of people don't really know just how phenomenal he is, or they know of him at such a big scale, and they're like, okay, let's bring it home. Let's bring it
Yeah.
home.
And
So, and
also,
that's
like,
we can work on that.
that's a great point, Mary, and I really appreciate the help. And it's also like, Len and Sarah, local on the fish radio station. Not everyone knows the fish or them, and we're helping them. We have a partnership with them. We're helping them promote their podcasts, and they're helping us promote Live to Lead. So,
Mhm.
but I would love to talk to you about a social media
Yeah,
strategy, because I'm starting to like just stay up at night because I have to fill these seats. Like, that is my job, and I have like 100 more seats to fill. I'm like, oh my God.
I understand. We will schedule a time and we will talk specifically about that.
Thank you. I appreciate it,
That's
Mary.
great.
You're
That's great.
welcome.
So that's perfect. That was campaign theme and branding and collateral. So let's go around again. Megan, do you have questions about your collateral and the tools and channels you're using?
Nope, don't have any questions on that. Kaylin with KZ Method Marketing has been instrumental in helping us get different logos for different avenues, the social sizes, the whatever we need to be able to set up a campaign, because ours will be more internet based.
Okay. Okay, good. Good.
And then
which, oh, go ahead, Megan. Sorry.
I was just going to say, and then the targeted corporate sponsors that we have packages going out to as well. So that would be a mailing campaign or one-on-one visits if companies want to visit with us individually to, get more information on why and what we're doing our campaign for.
Okay.
So I had a question for you, Megan.
Sure.
So with your fundraiser, you as you were talking, you said that you have partnership with schools for items, but not money.
Correct.
May I ask why not money?
So, yep, nope, that's a great question. So, our student council at the school my elementary sons go to, they do something during Kindness Week, which they do in February. And so, instead of asking for money from families, because the school does other fundraisers asking for money, the Kindness Week involves bringing in a items. So they do drives. They've done them for hygiene items for other nonprofits in years past. They always center it around bringing in items. They put baskets out, or I'm sorry, not baskets, big boxes out in front of the school. So the kids, they make it a challenge amongst classrooms and grade levels to try to fill the baskets. And so to get the kids buy-in, they have it be items that the kids can then bring to school instead of just bringing check or cash or whatnot to the school. So that's
Yeah,
why the
make them feel
schools are
involved.
items. Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. The kids
That
thing
makes
is
sense.
huge. Yeah, we had kids helping hit kids all the time, and parents appreciated not having to give their kid money to give, but to have them feel like they were participating in the actual one-on-one with another child.
Correct. That they're helping another child celebrate their birthday.
Yeah, becomes
So
personal.
Megan, if I can just ask a question, is that okay?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course, please.
Is it correct to say that you need those tangible items?
So yes and no. Right now, because we don't have a brick and mortar, the amount of items we get obviously will dictate, do we need to, rent a storage unit, or amongst our board and volunteers, do we have places to put said items once they come in February? Right now, with just the volume of packages we've been getting, the dollars have helped because we can go get that personalized item that these referrals are asking for. We did have 6 toys donated from a friend of mine. She had bought them for Toys for Tots, and then her dad passed away last year, and so she wasn't able to take them for Toys for Tots. So she brought them to me, and 2 of them were Coco Melon toys, and that's what one of the packages that we're fulfilling for next week wanted. So I was like, oh, phew, yay, I can use these items. But since the referrals are wish list items for kids, having items is good, but it's also some of them might not get used right away. So having the dollar donations do go further faster, because if we get a referral that they want a twin Hello Kitty bedding set, well, we can go buy that Hello Kitty bedding set instead of we have 20 Legos and 18 basketballs, but none of the current packages we have are asking for those. So
Right.
it's one of those things where we'll take anything, obviously, but right now, because of the amount of packages, the financial means makes it easier, because then we can just go get the items and books that the kids are asking for currently.
Okay, so are you local, or where are you located, Megan?
We are in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay. So, I know you said that earlier, but so even though you're not local, I want to connect you with two people here in Ohio. One has a nonprofit foundation that has tangible items. They have a warehouse, all this. I don't know, maybe there's some kind of connection where they can help you connect with people that they get things from. And then another is a gentleman that started a nonprofit to help kids. So I'm gonna connect you guys, and maybe there's something there that can help you guys.
Thank you, Tammy.
Wonderful. I appreciate that.
That's great. Megan, do you send an email, with specific games and toys to
So
say, yeah,
as far as like what specific ones we get
ask for?
requests
Yeah.
for,
Mhm.
we get a lot of craft, for some of the girls, we get, craft items, bracelet making kits, arts and craft supplies, Barbies, trying to think what some of the other
These are the
younger girls have
requests,
asked
or these
for.
are what the gifts are?
Correct. Yes.
Which one? Is it what's being requested from the other children who want the gifts, or this is what people donated as far as gifts are?
I'm sorry, I missed part of the question because
Sorry.
what's the word? It skipped a little bit. So are you asking what the referrals are asking for currently?
Yes, do you email people to say, we have these 5 items we need because these are what 5 kids want?
So that's one of the things we're working on making for the end of today is a Facebook video to kind of talk about what the urgent need is. I don't have any of the referrals right in front of me right now, but a couple of the teenagers are looking for like sports t-shirts. We've got Lightning McQueen. We've got kids that are looking for
Yeah,
one of the
that's what I'm
mom
saying.
put.
That's exactly what I'm saying, specific. And the video's great, but also I would send out an email with that because that's lasting and people can share that, and they're not going to forget what you said. They'll have a written confirmation of the specifics because people like to do that, right? They like to say, "Oh, I know this gift is going to go to a specific child. I'm going to buy
Right.
this gift."
Yep. Yep. And that's because our, birthdays happen any day of the week. It's not a specific month or a specific time of year. And trying to work on our website and add some more different landing pages, it becomes hard to make it an ongoing list of what people are asking for because, again, we got 4 referrals on Tuesday. We had 2 more come in yesterday. So it's always changing. And some of the referrals are, for 2 weeks from now, and some of them they're taking initiative and asking for the referrals now, but their child's birthday isn't until December. So that does
Me.
give us wiggle room to be able to, okay, we've got 3 months before Johnny's looking for a Pokemon plush stuffed animal. So it's, we always say the faster you turn in a referral or a birthday application, we have the time to seek out those specific gifts that the children are looking for because we don't want it just to be a generic, oh, it's a girl, so that means
Right.
we give her a Barbie.
Right.
Not all girls want Barbies.
Megan, now hold on, because what I'm hearing is kind of like what we do for Cancer Can't Stop Christmas. So Cancer Can't Stop Christmas, we reach out to families that child's been touched by kids. We give them 5 wishes. They can wish for whatever it is that they want. We then create a spreadsheet that lists the 5 wish list items, and we work the list. Do you have a list like that? And then from what Genevieve said, then you can say, craft an email or a post saying, in the month of September, or the month of October, we have a need for 6 children, and this is what the need specifically is. A donation of $20 would $20 this or $20 donation can cover it. but being very, very specific with it, because that's what we have to do. Because for us, our whole thing is cancer can't stop Christmas. And a lot of the families aren't able to provide Christmas gifts that they wish they could get for the kids. And so that's where we come in. Because I'm like, I want the kids to be ridiculously happy. So that child that says, man, I wish I could have a PlayStation 5. Parents are like, we can't afford that because whatever. We don't say that. We get it done. We get the job done. So
and urgency works too for everyone, especially if you have 1 week or whatever, and you can give a blurb on your email so people have it and you can share it. We have a birthday coming up. One of the items on his list is so and so. He wants training wheels for his bike or something like that, and he's 5 and he's so excited about his birthday, and he's got 2 brothers and a sister. If you can build a picture of the person that your recipient, your donor can picture and see, that urgency spurs action. So you can, believe it or not, get a lot of bicycle training wheels in a week, but you know what I mean? Just put it out there because people love that. They feel an urgency. They will buy, they'll go on Amazon. But if you put everything too far in advance, people say, okay, I'll get to it.
Right.
And it happens a lot in urgent stages.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's where we started drinking from a fire hose this week, not realizing with school back to session how fast referrals and as our name has gotten out into the community, which is a blessing and a curse all in one when you're, a newer nonprofit. So it's one of those things, like I said, we've done more packages in 1 week than we did in 3 months when we started last year in October. And I'm so excited for the growth. Our board is super excited. The schools are super excited to be able to have, this opportunity for kids. But it's like all the things I want to do. It's like, okay, I got to get all these packages put together first. And then hopefully we can get more, of a, yes, we have an ongoing list on our website and we have the urgency, which that's what one of our marketing gals says was urgency will help instead of, we're raising money for the next 3 weeks. Well, if I go on and say we need, Pokemon stuffed animal or we need A, B, C, and D, that's when it creates the need for people to realize that, oh, they actually are filling packages. My donation isn't just sitting somewhere, not being utilized.
do you
Right,
have an
right.
Amazon list
We
for?
don't have an Amazon list.
Okay, so there's a program, and it's not an individual Amazon list like a regular wish list,
Sure.
but it's oftentimes teachers create it, and where the teachers can say, in my classroom, I need these things. But there is, as a nonprofit, you can actually say, these are the things that we need, and this is why. This is who we are and what we do, and this is how you can help.
Okay.
We introduce our list in November because we don't want people to send us stuff at all through the year. We don't want that. We just
Right.
want it towards the end of the year.
Okay.
And you said something about where you store things. Now would be the time to start having conversations with the storage places and ask them if they would be willing to support your nonprofit endeavors and donate, a 10 by 10 space.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can then promote it and say, here, not only can you store your goods, but know that we're giving back and we give back. And it's how we give back. It will help get your name out, help get their name out, but it also will save you money.
Yeah. So that's recruiting champions, ambassadors, etc. I want to go to Richard. Richard, do you have your collateral for this campaign and your tools and the vehicles you're going to promote?
No, not yet.
Okay. So what do you need help with here under development of collateral and the tools? Do you want to flesh out a few questions you have? Do you want to ask how can we help you with this first phase of your prep to get the word out that you need $5,000?
I don't have any questions at the moment. Maybe if you could talk a little bit more about what is a donor packet? That
Sure.
that would be.
Okay. When you ask for money, is it in an email first?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have the reason and what it's going to go toward and who you are written up in a one page or one email that you can read without having to scroll forever on an email? Do you have that succinctly?
I think so. I think I did that in last year's campaign. I kept all of the material I created. So I have something I could, if it doesn't fit perfectly, I could easily adapt it.
Okay. So for a donor package, it usually will talk about, and it's usually for a longer campaign, it'll talk about different levels. If you give $10,000, you get your name on these 5 things: website, all the emails, all the press releases. We say thank you at all the events leading up to the final event of this long 18-month goal. For a
Right.
short term, you can certainly do that if it fits, if it feels like it would benefit you and you do have people you think will fill a gold sponsor, a silver, and enough to give them between now and the end of the year to warrant asking them for more money. So a donor package can be what you're asking for and what they get, their name on things, their mention on things.
Right. So I did that in sort of a modest way last year. If you gave $250, you got a founder's mug, um, which some donors said, here, I want to support you, but I don't need another coffee mug. And others, I think, were really excited to get it. So I did that last year um, in a very modest way. It was just like, if you hit this threshold, you get a mug.
Right.
Um, so I haven't thought about how to do that again this year. Um,
Because people,
as I say, I'm
donors like,
just getting started.
yeah,
Sorry.
sorry. Donors like also to see their name in places that
But
will further their popularity, their mission, their purpose, their
that's what I
standing in
was
the
just gonna
community.
say.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh,
Richard, I can send you what we have, what Kaylin kind of helped me create. I can send you the different levels. One is for our actual fundraiser, Corks and Confections in March. And then the other one is just our general corporate ask that has the different levels. The levels are smaller for that because it's just a one-time type fundraiser for the year versus the actual event, but I can send that to you as far as it outlines what each donor is getting for the money that they are using or sending to us, I should say.
yeah, that would be really helpful, Megan, if you could do that.
Okay.
It'd be helpful to have a model to do my own. So that'd be
that's
really
great.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard, so sometimes, oftentimes, along with knowing what they're going to get out of it, donors like to know what the impact will be.
Mhm.
And so we have people that donate to us that understand, your $250 donation every month goes to help someone that's battling cancer pay an electric bill. And they can visualize that because everybody has an electric bill. And so
Sure.
it's not necessarily that they want to get something in return. They also want to know just where it's going to, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Right.
And so I have a question for you though, because it will help me better understand and probably be able to support you better. What is your nonprofit? Tell me the mission of it.
It is to provide resources for people who are non-specialist but are interested in the intersection between science and faith or spirituality. So a non-specialist would be, a scientist. I mean, they're welcome, but this is more at a lay level, the work that we do, the resources that we provide.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I'll
So
be honest. That was way up there. So for the everyday individual that doesn't know anything about anything, how can you say what it is that you do? Because sometimes we present what we do in a way that's in our voice, not
mhm,
realizing that at the end of the day, what matters is what the person that hears it hears. And
Right.
so, and I'll give you an example, you know, for when we were Christians Overcoming Cancer, our mission was to help active treatment cancer patients succeed on their road to recovery. And I understood what that meant, but people that were hearing it didn't understand exactly what that meant. And so I had to kind of revamp the way in which we say things so that the average individual could understand. So when I hear you say when science has bridged the gap between faith, that's way over my head. I'll just be honest. And so is there a way to communicate that in another way, because that may help you with your donors, because if the donors don't understand you, then the answer will likely be no. Does that make sense?
Right.
Richard, do you have your specific audience segments clear in your head? Do you want everybody to understand what you're doing? Do you have segments that you have your verbiage aligned to? Are you concentrating on a smaller audience to start?
So yeah, I've worked on the personas of who would be interested in the book that I'm writing. So I feel like I've identified those personas, but I haven't started working on how I would approach them to provide support at the end of the year campaign.
Okay.
Does
Yeah, because
that
first
make
you have to
sense?
identify who you want to target. And
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I know who I want to target. There's
yeah, because the
3
message will
personas.
vary, like Mary said. If you want the regular everyday person who this is the first introduction, they won't understand what you said. But if you don't
Right.
care about that, then focus on the audiences that you can bring in. They're sort of low-hanging fruit first.
Right. So my low-hanging fruit is the people I know that are following me or that contributed last year. Um, so in terms of Mary's question, I mean, I might reframe it like this: helping people understand how science can enhance their spirituality or faith.
Better, right, Mary?
Love it. That okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So now you have there's a whole plethora of people that you can tap into, saying it that
Right.
way.
Yeah,
Right.
and tweak your everything that you write and say according to the audience and the sentence that describes that audience.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
One of the things that I learned, so I am certified in emotional intelligence. And one of the things that we were taught was, you could be the best salesperson in the world, but if you don't understand what motivates people to buy, you're not going to be you will likely not speak their language. And so as a nonprofit, we get to learn what motivates people to donate. And it's different things for different people. And when we understand how to identify what motivates them, then we can speak to them, and it's that thing that will bring it back to us.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go to the next one, because once we get through all these, we can see where everybody is. So I want to get through the next one. So the first one, if you have more questions on these, defining your goal, identifying your audiences, crafting your messaging, the campaign branding, your collateral, your channels, and also recruiting champions and ambassadors. Who are they? Hold them, because you might have more questions on number 2 and 3, and we want to get to all the questions. So the next thing is to launch it, the kickoff announcement, storytelling with your stories to get people excited about giving, to get those people who are going to help you share the message, to activate them, get them motivated and inspired. There's a whole topic here called media outreach and press, to get them to do the work for you. and the initial momentum, like Richard mentions, he can now talk about the person who's going to match, which is exciting. So let's see. Tammy, do you want to talk about number 2, or do you want to wait till we get a little closer to the end of the campaign if you have questions?
A little closer to the end, please.
Okay. Megan, do you have something here on number 2 that you want to talk about?
Hold on, trying to read. I had to make it bigger since I'm using my phone. I have to make it bigger. Sorry.
Okay.
Let's see here. I mean, really, that's kind of what our meat and potatoes is the biggest part is the storytelling. Now that we have allowed families to apply for packages versus a counselor or social worker referring them to us, we have been getting some testimonies back. People are sending us pictures after they've had their children, open their package, and we drafted a media release for families to basically give us permission to be able to use the information that they're sending to us. So our storytelling will have, myself talking about why we do what we do, but then we'll be able to share how we are impacting families and children on their birthday.
Okay. Do you have an outline of your top PR and media gets?
I'm sorry, do we have what with the PR?
A list? Do you have a list of those that you want to pitch?
Yes,
Okay.
we do.
Great.
We have 2 different news stations that we're trying to get in front of for this one.
Okay. Do you have ambassadors and supporters who can help you with that and spreading the word in ways and audiences you don't have access to?
That comes through our board, and then just as the schools that we've worked with have shared with friends and family that they're feel that they would help locally. Different businesses, I like our physical therapist that we use for my son. I visited their office a couple weeks ago and brought them a donor packet. I spoke to the chamber here in our town and just trying to get in front of as many people that can also just share what we're doing. If they're not a donor, to at least share the information to hopefully reach people that would be interested in donating.
Okay, good. Is there anyone here who has not launched yet, but still wants to raise money by the end of the year with a short-term campaign? Anybody here who really wants help with 1 and 2? Susan, are you benefiting, learning, have questions? Yeah, I'm being mindful of the time, so I want to make sure we stop when people want to stop. Okay, good.
So I can we go back to Megan? Oh my God. So Megan, you were saying, here it is, not even saying, do you network intentionally versus going to different places and dropping off information? And so the question is like, do you network with the people that you're giving the information to? And I say that because relationships. So in 2022, several companies had a whole dialogue about the fact that businesses would rise and fall based off of networking and building authentic relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, last year, oh God, I can't think of her name. She helps nonprofits specifically in the fundraising arena. And she mentioned about nonprofits have got to not just blast people with information and asking people for money, but actually begin to develop relationships. Because once you have the relationship built, and I'm not saying become BFF, not, it's my BFF, we're going to dinner all the time, but actually start to cultivate a relationship. And in doing that, they will then begin to champion you. I've known that for a long time. And so I had someone that actually was one of our donors for one of our events that is a cousin of one of the anchors for Spectrum News, Ohio. And when they were trying to figure out their story for Breast Cancer Awareness Month last year, I came up. And so they reached out and like, absolutely, absolutely, you can tell my story. And so it's important that we, as nonprofit heads, people that are leading nonprofits and encouraging the board to network with other people and not just, I'm trying to get in front of as many people as possible, because you know, all it takes is one. You could start to develop a relationship with one person, and that could lead to so much versus trying to fire hose everybody, and then it doesn't really become fruitful.
Right.
Yeah. And that,
And that's one of the things I always say, things are put in place when they need to be put in place. So when you talk about networking to a storage facility, so ironically enough, a lady who's in my small group at church, her husband owns a storage facility. So it's, yeah, I mean, literally, I know that if I'm patient and try not to take everything all in my hands at once, that things will pan out. But yes, so there are definitely opportunities. We're trying to, meet with people, our board, as they use, their resources and meet with other people. It definitely is, our community is a big community, but we're also small at the same time. And the more people meet and talk to, yeah, once people see the passion that you have in Genevieve, we talked about this many, many times. Even if they aren't someone who makes a financial donation, it sticks in their head. And when they come across things or think of things that might impact, then they bring it up. Even my husband has said a couple of the people he's been at meetings with have heard about what I'm doing and have asked how a Project Surprise Party is doing. And if I wasn't out networking, the people he works with in business would have no idea, what I'm doing. So relationships are definitely key. Because it might not be today, but it might be next year type of thing. So no, I
and that leads
truly,
in, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I truly believe that, yeah, when you have a face and you have a personality behind what you're doing, it does make people more likely to either give in the, current time or in the future, or tell people about it if they have questions. So I truly believe that, Mary.
And that leads perfectly into the engagement and momentum and sharing how it's going and where you are. So I know for us at Pajama Program, when we had our major campaigns, that got people excited. So when you tell them how close you are, when you tell them what you need, when you tell them you have an announcement, there's maybe a date for the donor challenge. And maybe there's a mug in it for you if you donate on the donor challenge day. But specific momentum pauses really get people feeling the urgency, feeling part of what you're doing, because that's what you want, right? You want engagement and you want momentum. You don't want the same message for 8 weeks. You want everyone to know that you are happening. You're all in this together, making it happen. Richard, do you have thoughts on how you can spread your message and your momentum to get more engagement for the next few weeks?
Well, my mind's just bubbling away here with different ideas, really stimulated by this conversation. So thank you very much. In terms of ideas, um, the one idea that I had for September is just to send an email, a personal email to every person who donated in last year's campaign. It wouldn't, I've sent out, thank you, here's what we're doing with your contribution emails already, but to just sit down and think about that. I know pretty much everyone, to just think about, and then just sort of send an email like, tell me how the class you were teaching went this spring or something like that, just to reconnect in that way. Um, I see that as preparing for 2025 end of the year campaign. Um, I I think this year I'm going to use social media much more than I did last year, and start earlier. I mean, thank you. We're on September the 12th, and I'm beginning to think about it, as opposed to last year when I really didn't get started until the 1st of November. So um, just using social media more is going to be something that I want to do. Uh,
And don't
that,
forget, it's good to ask and engage with what's going on with them. But as nonprofits, we're often, too often afraid to make the ask. So
right,
make sure that you include in your updates. You want to know what's going on with them. You want them to know how they've helped you grow, and you want to ask them to continue to help with this goal for this reason, and where they will be helping if they continue to give $10, $100, whatever. So we are always, well, not always, but often afraid to make the ask or the big ask.
right.
But
Yeah.
it's our job to learn how to do that.
So
Um,
here's a way that I've been this has been helpful. So under launch and awareness, the last bullet point is initial donor momentum, early gifts.
Mhm.
So while we've been talking with other people, I've been making a list of people I could go to for that initial donor ask early on, so that in the campaign I can say, look, we've already raised $2,500 from early gifts. So it's coming together for me, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
And if you have like the name of the person who's giving the match, and you have anyone else who stepped up in a big way, I mean, promote everybody, and maybe they are the circle, the October Circle, or the whatever the name of their campaign is, Inner Circle. People love to see their name in print. They love to feel appreciated. Some people prefer not to, but a lot of people prefer, they like it, put their name on a web page. But share, because you never know who might know those people and could spur more.
Okay, that's important.
Something I want to add, Genevieve. So one of the things that several we're talking about, because this is like for the short term fundraising. I had somebody that suggested that I find a way to track what we're doing. So, and I was like, well, help me understand. They're like, so that way people can see, if you're trying to raise $10,000, people can watch you build it. So kind of like the thermometer. And I was
Right.
like, okay, but that doesn't always work. So people want something different. So actually, I don't know if can you see it right there? That's my board.
Mhm.
So we said so now when I go to different events, like we say we want to raise $5,000, we're looking for 100 people, that will help us get there. Or we'll divide it, and usually I try to set it right at 2,000. So I'm like, okay, can I find 100 people that will donate $20? That's not hard. And it's easy
That's a
to
good one.
track. And so we put little pieces of paper, either start at 100 or we'll either start at 100 at the bottom, or we'll start at number one at the top. And then, and they're colorful pieces of paper. And so people can see it from a long way. Like, oh, what is that? Oh, do you want your name on here too? $20 donation. And so, but we then, that's good for in person. But I was like, how can we take that and also use that in our social or in our email? So we take a picture of it and send it. We're like, this is where we're at. And your contribution can help us get to. And people often say, I don't even want to donate $20. Can I give $100?
Right.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
And then we'll mark off 5 boxes. And it helps to create the momentum of having a bunch of people versus, one person. And then you let it be known, this is where we're at. We had pre time giving or early contributions. And our goal was to raise $5,000, and we got early contributions of 2,500. So now we need 2,500 more to go. And we've divided it that if we can get this, then let's watch it and build on the momentum.
Yeah, we want people to have FOMO.
Yeah.
We want them
Yep.
to feel like they have to be part of it.
Well, and
Um,
that's like you talk about the temperature, Mary. We're doing little present boxes because our goal is with the 12,500 is to fill like to have the money to do 100 packages. And so we'll have the packages, and every time we have enough money that would be considered a package price, then yeah, those presents. So it's like, kind of the same thing. I know sometimes people love their name being out there, and sometimes they just like seeing the countdown or oh gosh, they're so close. I could make a donation today, and they, knock off 2 more boxes or whatever that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
always
Mm-hmm. So true.
urgency.
I'm gonna show you something.
So don't forget phone calls. That is so personal. We've gotten so used to the screens and the emails and the posting. Phone calls are personal. Pick up the phone, thank someone. If you know something about why they gave, talk about it. If you know they have a soft spot for something that would help, ask them if they would donate $20 or $100 because you know how much it means for the children for the party, or for that they're growing their spiritual awareness. You've had conversations with them. You would love to engage them in being a bigger part of your organization. Phone calls are personal. We don't make enough of them anymore. And I don't mean text. I mean, pick up the phone and
Yes.
talk to someone. They would be surprised and I think flattered that you made a heartfelt call to ask them, to help support and to engage them. And maybe there's, when you grow, maybe there's a place for their name somewhere, or maybe they would like to make an introduction at one of your events. Get to know the people that you want to bring in, the top people, and make it personal. Always personal. Okay,
Yes.
number 4.
I just want to show this here. So these are so what we did with the little pieces of paper that go on the board, we have them write their initials on it. Let's see if you can see. So we have them write their initials on it. And then at the end of the year, we're going to have a confetti party so that people, and we'll do it I have a video made of throwing them in the air and letting people know that they were part of it. We've had more people that are like, I'm trying to be part of your confetti party. And then we encourage them to actually have their own party. So actually by us doing it, it created a wave of engaging others to do it. So I have a little bag that has my little colors in it, and we just do it.
Yeah,
So
peer-to-peer engagement. Yep, encourage
peer-to-peer
supporters
engagement.
to set personal fundraising pages or host micro events. It's really, people love to bring their friends in and be the champion of a part of what you're doing. They love to do that. That's like buying tables. You buy a table at an event and you invite your friends. We've had girlfriends come to pajama program on the table. We've had companies, all different ways, but peer-to-peer is fabulous. Okay, number 4, the final push. So again, specifically share what the donations that have come in are already making possible. Countdowns, again, I think that they work wonders. We have seen such success with people who want to give before they want to be counted in that final push. They feel it too. Again, have your staff and your board reach out by phone. Some people do prefer emails, but ask everyone to be a part of that final push. How many weeks left we have, what we still need, and how happy you are to be getting so close, and they'll help you go over the finish line. And very, very important, of course, thank yous in real time, all the time, for answering the call, for talking on the phone, for donating $5, for donating $1,500. You can't say thank you enough. And if you were able to thank every single person by name in front of an audience, I would say do it, because people love to hear and feel appreciated. That's the final weeks. So Tammy, where are you before we get to the 5th one? I want to include you in here because I know you're at the final push.
Yeah, where am I with my current event?
where are you on the final push? How can we help?
Oh yeah, I need to get the word out. I'm asking right now, like everyone I know, to send out the invite to their network. I need to get these seats filled. Like I said, I'm visiting companies, corporations. I'm talking to every single person in my network. Sending invitations to every person in my contacts on my phone, like all that kind of stuff. So really, it's just getting the word out, sending invitations out, because I think when you get an invitation from someone you know, you're more likely to look at it, that kind of thing.
Which group do you feel you don't have any connection to that would be the perfect audience? Which group? What organization? What is
Um,
them?
I I don't know that it's a specific organization. I mean, I'm targeting like corporations, and I even have other nonprofits and churches, and I don't know that I have a specific group that I need to go, it's like who's in your network that would be interested in personal and professional growth, and also an amazing networking opportunity for themselves to be with like-minded people and other entrepreneurs.
Right, but think about it the opposite way. Where don't you have any contacts, but you know that group, if they knew, they would be donors and supporters and attendees. Find the place you have no contacts in first, since you've
Okay.
exhausted this way you're doing it, and then go about finding how to get into that group. Who knows that group? Who has someone in that group? Find out, find out that way. Sort of, I guess you
Okay,
can call
that's
it the
good
back door.
advice. Thank you. January, I had 135 connections on LinkedIn, and today I have over 1,750.
Yeah. So see who, find the one or two places you know would want to know about your event, and find your back road in there, your back door. Find somebody
Okay.
related, whether it's however you network. Literally, you can email everyone. I know if XYZ group knew what we were doing, they'd want to come. Who knows someone there? Just do
Okay.
it. Just
Oh,
go.
that's good. Thank you.
It
This has
works.
been very
Because
helpful
because
today. I appreciate it.
we go one way all the time because we're trained that way, but you gotta be think creative and turn things around. Every problem you have, turn it around.
Okay.
So Tammy, question. Do you have your upcoming event as an event on LinkedIn?
I've advertised it. I don't know what you mean by as an event. I need to go on my LinkedIn and
So
see what we're talking about.
you can actually go into LinkedIn and actually make an event. And then you
Okay.
can invite, just like what we do with the charitable roundtable. So
Yeah.
Frank, he does it as an event, and then we invite a bunch of people to the event.
Okay. So
And
I'll
so
figure out how to do that. I'm on there right now.
all
Thank
you
you.
gotta do is look at events, create. Um, and so if you have that, then you can send an invite to all of your contacts.
Yeah, because I've been sending them an invite personally, each one of them.
Oh,
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to like, really stretch out, like to do stuff like how can I, make this like, but I just found the event, so I want to make an event now. Thank you.
When you invite someone, Tammy, do you say, please invite someone you know who could benefit, who would love to come? Ask them to
No,
invite.
well,
Ask everybody you invite to
so
invite.
it depends on the audience. So, but I'm going to add that because right now what I've been doing is I've been targeting like connections of people that are decision makers in training and with this event that we have, you can get CE credits. So I've been targeting like those groups and I've been inviting them, but I like to invite someone that you know. And
Yeah, share. And we're
yeah,
part of
because
your
I
group.
did that on on my like all of my sponsors and then my own groups. I'm like, can you send this out to your network and stuff like that? But I haven't done it to me specifically inviting people.
Yeah, and Tammy, we're your group too. So tag us and we will invite and share.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Well,
This is awesome.
hey Tammy, this is Frank. If you need help setting up the event, let me know.
Okay.
But one of the powers of it is like when we set up this charitable roundtable event, I designate Jen and Mary and Kurt as speakers. Now they're our presenters, but by doing that, that empowers them to invite as well. So I can invite because I've created the event. Their speakers they can invite, and what it allows
Okay.
you to do is it allows you to send 1,000 invites a week, right? So that might not really apply to you right now, but for me, I have, I don't know, 20,000 connections. So if I'm sending out, I can do a lot. For here, what I'll do is I'll just find the people who are involved in not-for-profits, and those are the people I'll invite. But for other type of networking things I'll do that make sense, I can every week invite a different 1,000 people. And then once you invite
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, once you've invited people, they're invited. You can't invite them again and again and again. But that'll show up in there as a message to them on their LinkedIn.
That's awesome. I'm setting it up right now. I appreciate it, you guys. I didn't even know you could do that.
And you can do it on Facebook also.
Okay, I got some work to do.
Yeah, yeah.
This is
A lot of
amazing.
media, well, also, Timmy, a lot of media, especially radio, they have free advertising for nonprofits, PSAs, whatever. You might want to call a few local ones and ask them, I have something that helps people if they knew about it. Do you have a program where, you can mention this is happening?
Yeah, that's amazing. I that's a great idea. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean,
I,
small
I,
space and separation.
yeah, I have to fill these seats. Like I have to. It keeps me up at night, you know?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hey,
Okay. Well,
Tammy?
again, Mary and I are here. Everybody here, I'm speaking for everyone. I think we'll take a one-on-one and brainstorm with you. So use us.
Okay, I will.
Now,
Well,
technically, we
Genevieve,
have 10 minutes. Go ahead.
oh, I was going to say it's 12:51 or 12:51, so we actually we have 9 minutes.
Right.
And so we have there's so much more that we can continue to talk about to give those that we have supported so far. And so I have a question to ask the group. We started with we have a lot of momentum already going just in this one conversation. What what are your thoughts about continuing the conversation?
Short-term
To
or
where,
long-term campaigns? Yeah,
you
tell
know,
us what you want to hear more of. Talk
yeah,
more.
or do we want to, because people have time limits to support you, so we can talk about long-term campaigns, definitely long-term, because no nonprofit is planning on shutting down anytime soon. So we want to have long-term campaigns, but then also continue the dialogue to be able to help Megan and Richard and Tammy and anybody else that comes that has between now and year end, just if nothing more, but let's just see what happens. You know, let's see what happens. Let's make certain this. What can we do to help make sure that you guys continuously feel supported? So I would like to hear from you your thoughts on today so far, and then how
you
do you
want.
feel? What is it that you would like to have next? Because normally we have a speaker that comes and they talk, and we hope that it's relevant for you. But I think what we did today was really, really impactful. And so then after that, Crystal will take it from there.
Richard, what do you want moving forward?
Well, first of all, I'm just very thankful that everybody agreed to do something that I thought was really important and make that early in the fall so that I can take ideas and actually implement them in a timely fashion. I feel like right now I've got all these ideas, all of these suggestions, all this advice, and I feel like I just need to step back and assimilate it. So I'll probably have questions again, um, but I can reach out to people not just during the roundtable conversation. So right now, I feel like we've accomplished what I needed today. And in terms of next time, maybe we should go on. I know Frank really wanted to do, I guess, long-term fundraising, and maybe if we decided to do that or another topic in October, but just have a little bit of time at the beginning for somebody like me to come and say, "Hey, I've been working on the ideas from September, but I have this question, or can people give me some advice or their insights?" Is sort of a preliminary short time before we move into the next topic, whatever that is.
Great idea. Megan, what do you think? What do you need? What do you want to do?
All I know is this meeting happened at the exact right time because our board meets in 2 weeks. And, instead of just throwing darts at walls and we need to raise money, but how and how much and how are we going to do it? I'm like on fire right now. I want to do this today. So I think just, yeah, like Frank said, or not Frank, I'm sorry, Richard said, having just a little bit of time in the beginning next month to either talk about what went well since, implementing things, moving forward from
Catch
today,
up. Yeah.
or, questions that we have as we've developed, starting to roll into the plan and prep, or if we're in the launch and awareness stage, wherever we're at for that short term. But yeah, I think the long term, campaigns are a good topic to have. As most of us want to be able to raise money all year long, obviously not just the year-end giving or a
Right.
one-off fundraiser we do throughout the year. So I think the long-term goals of how do you break it down over the course of a year to have an ongoing presence in the community and not, get yourself burned out or the people you ask money for to be burnt out because we haven't grown, we haven't networked and reached people that, aren't tapped into yet, so to speak.
Right. Tammy, was this helpful in your final push?
This was super amazing. I am in the process of creating the event on LinkedIn. I'll do Facebook, and then I'm going to contact all of you. I feel like I have like a pep in my step now to get these seats filled, whereas before this meeting, I was very concerned. So
Good, good.
Nice.
Susan, was this helpful? Good. And Sarthak, was this helpful for you and your partner?
I found it very interesting. I've been working with charities for the last 16 years since I lost my eyesight, but now I want to go more independent because I think being more independent, I will be more successful. So I'm putting my mindset program out. I'm also doing another business which anybody can do, which should give me another like 500,000 over the next 5 years. So I'm working to create the money, but it was less effective trying to work through the charity. So I've gone independent, but there's a lot of good information here. If I put my information in the chat, could you inform me in future so I can join you at this meeting again?
Yes, yes, of course. Please put
Yeah.
it in the chat. And everyone, please
Everyone.
share what we're doing. If you think, like I said to Tammy, share and invite people to join us, because I hope you've heard each other give such great advice and ask your questions in their voice. And that's so helpful. Emily, I see you are there. Have you been here?
Yeah, I've been here before.
Okay. Was this helpful to you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Do you want to ask any questions? Because we haven't heard from you. Apologies, I didn't even see you there.
I'm not sure I have any questions at the moment, but if anything comes up, I'll let you know.
Okay, good, good. And just don't want to forget the number 5, the solidarity, the thank you, the impact statement, how appreciative you are for how you did it together. Everybody that gave from 1 cent to $1 million gets recognized. So I urge you to talk about all the good stuff, share all the good stuff, and of course, internally, what didn't work, what you could do better, the lessons for next time. That's how we grow, and we have to be real and be honest with ourselves. And that's also engaging for your smaller group of supporters and boards and donors. So don't shy away from that part, lean into it. Anybody want to talk about anything? And we have 1 minute, but I don't think we're going to rush off.
I
if
think
you
we
want
need to, we've got to give Crystal Crystal, she had parts that she's got to share for us for planning. That's why.
Oh, come on, Crystal.
That's
Come
why I
on.
intended to give her the last 10 minutes,
Yes.
or 5 minutes. So go ahead, Crystal. You're on mute.
So let's take a second to thank Mary and Genevieve for this amazing working session. Because what I'm finding is when you have great minds in the room, and I really love the way that they went and checked in with each of you to see if there were specific things that they could support you in. So we are very excited to provide support to each of you in the great work that you're doing. So our next event is October 10th, which is the second Friday of October, and it begins at 11:30. So it sounds like we are going to continue the working session next month. So specific things that you've worked on, if you run into any challenges, if you have additional questions, if you can send those in ahead of time, that would be great. If not, bring that to the session. And like they said, share this event with your network. So if there are others that have a nonprofit or look for ways to support nonprofits, they are able to come in and just help make what we do all the more better. So that's all that I have. Again, thanking everyone for their time today and inviting you to join us next month and also the second Friday of every month. And I see, Tammy, you have a quick question?
Yeah, is the Zoom link, is it the same every month?
Yes.
Okay, because I have some other folks that are starting nonprofits that I want to invite, so I just want to make sure it was the same link.
Yes. Thanks for checking, and yes, it is.
Perfect, thank you.
Uh-huh. Were there any final questions? And Frank is going to stop the recording.
So